Hi teachers, great news. We've now got a Google Calendar associated with Google Classroom. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to go ahead and make a very quick assignment. So here I have an assignment, and just for the sake of helping us out here on this video, I'm going to make my due date in the future. So let's make it due on Monday, and I'll assign it to everyone. Let's click on the About section. You will see two new options in About. One of them is View in Classroom for your calendar. Let's take a look at what it looks like in Classroom. This is a simplistic calendar that will only show this one class. If you're a student, you may want to see multiple classes at once, and that will not happen if you're viewing it in Classroom. Here's the assignment I made, and maybe a couple other future assignments. Shows up right there in Classroom. If I click on it, as a teacher, I'm going to see which people are completed and which are not. And just to clarify, I'm now in as a student, and I'm going to click on the assignment, and it just brings it up in Classroom again so that I can complete it. Makes that very simple. I can do the turn-in part. All right, I've jumped back to the teacher page, and the most important and best part of this is you can open up your Google Calendar for your class right there in your calendars. This will load as a calendar in the My Calendar section. So you're going to see that along with all your other calendars. Right here's the class. Here's a couple of things you can do. First of all, you can change the color of the class if you want it to match what's in Classroom. That's something you can do. And then, even better, is to go into Share this calendar. If you make the calendar public and you choose See All Event Details, your parents will have access to this calendar. I'll show you how you can do that in two different ways. The first way, after you've shared the calendar and made it public, is to go back to the calendar details. You can scroll down and you'll see Calendar Address. If you click on the HTML button, this URL, this address, can be shared with parents. And just so you feel comfortable with this, I'm going to copy this and paste it into a completely different browser so that you're seeing it for the first time. A parent would be able to see an entire classroom calendar just like this. And if they were to click on an assignment, there's a pop-up here that shows them some information. So where you write the title, you will see it in bold, and where you write the details, you will see it down here under description. Also, when you click on more details, is a live link back to Classroom, but that would have to be the student logging in to see it. So let me click on that just so you see the student would have to log in here. Back to the Google Calendar settings, and if you recall, I was on Calendar Address. Right above that is the option to embed this calendar. I am now in a Blackboard course, and I'm going to give you an option here to embed the Google Calendar that is seen in Google Classroom. First thing I'm going to do way over here on the left-hand side is the plus sign, and I'm going to choose blank page. Usually that's the best option. If you'd like to name that one calendar, that's fine, and make sure it's available to the users. So in order to embed your calendar in Blackboard, you want to be sure you're back in your calendar settings and scroll down and find the Embed This Calendar code. It's a special code that starts with iframe. You're going to want to click and drag all the way through and copy that. Now return to Blackboard, and you see this normal text box. If you click the HTML button, you'll receive a pop-up. This is where you will paste that code that starts with the word iframe and click Update. And then finally, Submit. If you're concerned what you see here and you're thinking that doesn't look like a Google Calendar, turn the edit off and view it without the edit on there. And you now can see an embedded calendar. Parents would be able to click on each of these and see the assignment that is due on that date. Real quickly before we are done, it's important to know that only assignments with due dates show on a calendar. That's true in Blackboard as well as in Google Classroom. If you make announcements or you make assignments that have no due date, they do not automatically add to your calendar. However, that may be true, but you can return back to your calendar, and let's say I'd like to make an announcement on Monday. I can click on my calendar and simply say, don't forget something. And of all my calendars, I'm actually able to add it to the Google Calendar that is associated with the class. First place I'm going to check is the embedded Blackboard calendar, and there it is. Don't forget colored pencils. So I know that one's going to show up for parents. Now let's double check it in the actual demo class here. I'm going to do a refresh just to be sure I've got it. And I'm going to click About. No, it does not show on the calendar that is in Google Classroom. So that's a real big difference when you're using a Google Calendar with Classroom. You cannot add something into the calendar view that's in Classroom, but you can add it to the regular Google Calendar that's created. So hopefully that makes it clear how this works. I would be reluctant to do too many of those reminders if they cannot be shown here. But at the same time, this is very effective for students to see due dates. All right, that's it.